are you? Well, it's actually in the afternoon. I was going to shoot this morning, but my phone was dead, and then I had to get some real estate stuff done, so I thought it's going to be nice this afternoon. But we're going to do a walk around in the yard, and we're going to look at things that needs to be done, things that I want to do, and I'm going to take out a couple of plants and repot them, but I'm not going to do any of that work today. But I just want to kind of tell you what I have in mind that I want to do so that you can follow along and what's going to be in my videos in the future. So let's kind of see what's going on now. And the weather's about to change, and you're supposed to get your new plantings in the fall, you know, do them in the fall. So if you've got some plants and bushes and trees you want to plant, you need to go get those. If you may already have them, but you need to get those in the ground. That's especially here in Zone 8A in Texas. It's been so hot that I wouldn't attempt to move one of these Yopon hollies that I'm going to move here in the backyard. I'm going to put it over in a big pot that I've got back here. I put a bunch of gravel down. So anyway, I'm going to show you all that. So here we go. Okay, well, let's just kind of start right here where you saw in the background. Excuse the cart and all and the water hose out, but I've got this pot here that I got at Walmart, and that one as well. They look like they're, you know, the terracotta clay pots, but they're so heavy if you get them. So these look like them. I could paint them, but I already have one thing planted, and it's, of course, it's one of those heavenly bamboos that I like, those nandinas. Of course, you know, that's one of my favorites in the yard, and it gets those little red berries coming on here around November. You can already see them starting to turn a little bit. It's a nice little show to have out in the yard at Christmas time. So anyway, I'm gonna be putting something in this pot. I'm gonna try to get that done this week. This is a new plant that I picked up. I've never grown one before. Let's see what we got. Yeah, it's a plumeria. I got it at a nursery that is fairly local, called Callaway's Nursery, and it's not a bad nursery. I mean, it's an okay one. It's got different things other than your Lowe's and Home Depot, but I did find that new Green Acres, and I know you've hopefully watched that video previous, a couple of videos back. Anyway, we got raspberries growing. And let's see, here's my little garden space. Let me see if I can get that shadow out of the way. I've got a few onions coming up. I direct seeded them. You can barely see them. And then I had planted them in this area as well, but I had to replant them, so I'm hoping they come up. And then I just threw a bunch of little stuff over here, and look, they're up. There's some echinacea in there, some parsley. I mean, I just threw a bunch of old seeds that I thought they were going to go in the trash, and I threw them in there, and I thought, well, let's see, and we'll have to wait and see what's coming up. But anyway, the carrots are in the center. I just put the seeds down, and now they're up. Carrots. I'll have to thin them out, of course, but these here were the pelleted, and they didn't perform as well as the non-pelleted, as you can see. And then we've got the oh my gosh, I just put the seeds in the ground here as well. And artichokes. These are my artichokes. You know, I've never planted artichokes before, and so I decided to do that, artichokes. And I direct seeded some cabbage. I've got 3 decent sized ones coming up. Here's the green. And then another green cabbage back there. There's a borage that has seeded itself in, but back here we've got more raspberries, and there's a Yopon holly hiding back there, and I'm going to be pulling that and putting it over in that pot I just showed you a minute ago. These are blackberries, and then I've got one raspberry right next to the blackberry. And see this Yopon? I placed it about a week ago. I pulled it and I put it there. I'm trying to come up with a little bit more of a privacy line right here. I don't know if you saw my previous videos, but these 3 pencil hollies, they were over in the area where those pots are. I had all that gravel done, and I am really enjoying this gravel. It even comes over this way, and I put some steps in there. I got those at Home Depot, probably 7 or 8 years ago. But anyway, that's all I've got working right now in the little garden. Some artichokes, some cabbage, some carrots, onions, and I direct seeded all that. I do have some grow lights, but you know, I was so burned out. I thought I'm just going to put them in the ground, and if they grow, fine. If not, you know, I'll go buy me some cabbage. But the onions I think are going to work. I've got some lettuce coming up here, and a strawberry plant that'll be going over in my strawberry patch, and I'm going to show you that I've got to work on. That's a project. I cut some little beans from Costa Rica coming up. My granddaughter gave me sweet peas, and they're vining. You know, they'll have purple flowers. There's a mum sitting and waiting to be planted. Blue salvia, I just picked up a new one and got it in the dirt, well, in a pot. A couple of tomatoes. I don't know if they'll make it, but I see 3 blooms on one. But anyway, a project. I'm going to be reworking this. I'm going to get that strawberry put where it goes, figure out what, you know, this lettuce has got to get big enough to where I can transplant it and put it somewhere. But I'm going to clean this up. I've got some yarrow that I grew from seed that's doing pretty good in there. One's not so good. My rosemary's looking good. These petunias, oh my gosh, they have just held their own. I can tell you, they have just, I had grown those from seed as well. So I'll be pulling those. But yeah, I need to get some work done back here. I'm going to show you the project that you're going to watch me do. I'm back here at the green belt, and there's a Yopon back in here, and it's really happy here, but it's going to be happier when I get it out of here. I think it's just, it needs more sun, and we're gonna watch that flourish just as soon as I get that pulled and put in that pot and get it over in the sun. And we're gonna do that before Christmas so we can see those berries. But yeah, I planted some new little flowers here. They look like they're gonna do okay. Butterfly flower. See if we can focus that. But yeah, I believe that these pencils are going to do good. These pencil hollies, I pulled them myself. I pulled them out over there where the gravel is. If you'll go back and watch my video, they were planted, and I knew I could handle it because they were just not growing, and I knew that I could handle the root. The roots were just not that dug in, so it didn't take much. Pulled them, put them in my little gorilla cart, pulled them over here and planted them. So I'm happy I did, because I can already tell that they are going to thrive right here. Yep. There's my rosemary. And let's see. Okay, check this out. Okra. I grew these 2 okras in a green stalk. Over here where I had the lettuce. Well, they were, I could see, you know, see the roots coming from the bottom. Sorry, the allergies are going. I could see the roots coming up from the bottom, and I thought I'm gonna have to get those out. So okay, back to the okra. I'm sorry, my phone just dropped off, but okay, back to the okra. Okay, well, like I say, I've had a couple of okras, but I transplanted them and they survived, so I guess that was my point. Okay, that's a little Nandina. That's not the heavenly bamboo one, that's the little smaller one. And I think they call it firepower. I've got another bamboo back over there. I've just transplanted those. And this is an abelia. I think it's that lemon one. Look at it, it's yellow. It's awfully pretty. And here's a project. Here's one. Look at all that. I've got to clean all that out. I was going to try to make it into a tree, a topiary kind of, and I didn't finish the job. So there's some cinnamon basil. That's about ready to be pulled. Excuse the bus. Here's another abelia. I put that one there last year. Hey, and I just transplanted another blackberry, and it looks like it's gonna make it. It's right there, and then here's 2 raspberries. So they transplant really easy. But, okay, we got a project to clean this up, and we got to trim again. I have a video, if you'll go back and watch it, it shows that new trimmer I got, and I worked on these. And oh my gosh, if you'd go back and look at that before and after, I went after this crepe myrtle like crazy. Look at it now. It's a tree. It's a crepe myrtle tree, if you want to add. I mean, look at the, yeah, it's huge. I planted that, I think, in the wrong spot. I should have put it out more in the yard. But, I mean, I trimmed it to where it was even shorter than this. This is a red tip. I mean, I cut this back even shorter than what that one is. And look at it. That's a project. Just transplanted some St. Augustine. Looks like it's going to work. And here's this tree that I worked on, previous video, tending to a sick tree. So I'm hoping this is going to work. It's got a big gash taken out of the bottom several times by the guy that mows the yard. So I wish I would have been better about that sooner. So anyway, I've got to clean this up back here. Got this bed back here. You'll be watching me clean that up. Some lilies are back here. There's that abelia again. It's a mess. Anyway, I'm rooting for that tree. Oh my gosh, and there's a mess over here too. Check all this out. Okay, this bed is looking pretty good. Some old echinacea. I'm gonna have to, I think it'll probably come back, but I don't know if I want to deal with it. It doesn't look that great. And got a water hose out as usual. But we got projects here. I bought some, I went back to Green Acres and got some plants, and if I don't get them worked up, they're gonna die. Dang it. But I was gonna make a fall pot, and I'm still gonna do it, and I think they're gonna be fine. I'm just gonna give them a little bit of water, but I'm gonna work up that pot, and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do that. And just big projects. Oh, and I've got my strawberries covered over here. The sun was pretty bad today, and this is my new strawberry patch. And let me see if we can, here we go. Let's see if I can get this opened up so you can see it. All right, here we go. And they look pretty good. And honestly, there's a mix of June berries and everbearing, and I can't tell the difference between the two, but all right, there we go. Okay, so there's some strawberries. All right, I'm gonna add that strawberry over that we saw in the back. I'm gonna add that to the side over here. This is where I'm going to take this dirt, this potting mix, and put it back in that pot. And I'm going to fix and work up the fall planting. And I think I'm going to work on that tomorrow, so I'm going to show that to you. But, okay, we'll just do a walkabout here real quick. We've got a holly here that will bloom in red berries come October, November. And that's just, well, I'd say November, yeah. But like I say, project after project, I've got to trim that up a little bit. Got to trim that again. And just do some trim work. A couple of roses. And I'm gonna get me some more of those little suns. They're so neat in the yard. More trimming. Yep. More sun up in the front yard. Firecracker. Plant. Hey, I got a rose that bloomed. Really, I wish I would have written down what those roses were. And we've got blackberries in the front. They did pretty good. Planted a new salvia. There's my cantaloupe. Oh, and I just transplanted this pepper plant, and I saw a little pepper on there this morning. And you know, they're perennials, so who knows how long it'll last up here in this. But I put it up here because it gets more sun. But yeah, we got a project up here. Look at this bed. It doesn't look so great. I'm gonna have to trim some blackberries, and I'm gonna take you along for that. I gotta do some more trimming. Oh my goodness, all kinds of work. Here's the new flower bed. I think the rose is looking pretty good. I think I'm gonna lift it and I'm gonna raise it. I'm gonna raise this bed up, the dirt a little bit up in this bed. You're gonna watch me do all this. But it's a project, and I'm gonna bring you along for it so you can watch. And I've got these two new plants I put in, and they look like they're gonna be just fine. Yeah, they're a succulent. We shall see. They have little orange stakes on them. Should I say stalk? Little orange stalked, that's what they call them as well. They're little succulents. Bulbine, B-U-L-B-I-N-E. That's what those are called. And, yep, I've got another blackberry in there that I'm gonna keep tamed. I think I'm gonna just work it into a bush. There's juniper, but I think that rose is gonna make it. But there's another yaupon I transplanted from the backyard. But there's the stacked stone flower bed. Project after project. You can see them all. Trimming, cut back, more trimming. Okay, well, I think we've kind of covered quite a bit. I've got to trim that yaupon. I think I already showed that one to you. But, yeah, strawberry patch. I hope the strawberries do better next year. I had just transplanted them from the front and put them over here because it was too hot in the front. But I'm going to work up that fall pot in that tub, should I say. This dirt was, this potting mix was too wet, and so I pulled it out and I put some fertilizer in it to let it kind of sit, you know, and I'm gonna work that in. And, but yeah, lots of work to do. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna sign off. That's what's going on in the yard. This has been kind of a tour as well, hasn't it? Okay, well, we're into the backyard again. More trimming. And, okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and, sign off then. And, but yeah, that's what's going on. And I hope you'll subscribe. You know, I saw that I lost 1 subscriber, and I think it's because I waited too long to come back on with another video. But I had things I had to get, you know, done, and time just got away from me. But okay, well, please subscribe and like, and you know, I'm wanting this to work. And okay, hope you've enjoyed it, and talk to you later. Bye.